What up, folks? Welcome back to Ultrazilla Toys, and today I have a review of the Sentinel Riobot 1000 Toys, the Iron Giant. Alright, my zillions, welcome to review number 700, and I knew I wanted to do something cool for the number 700 review, and you don't get much cooler than the Iron Giant here from the collaboration of Sentinel and 1000 Toys. I don't really know how that collaboration works. I haven't really looked into it too much, but they are doing Hellboy as well, so that's pretty cool. And they are two pretty spectacular companies. I really do love 1000 Toys when it comes to action figures, and Sentinel is known to do some very good robots, though my experience is a little up and down, to tell you the truth. But this is a pretty spectacular toy, one of my favorites of 2018. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say, because this is a great character from a great movie, one that really deserved this kind of love, and we're gonna take a look at him in detail right now. So let's get to it. Taking a look at Giant's accessories first, he does come with a couple of pairs of hands besides his fist hands that are on right there, and we'll look at those after. He's got some little splayed out hands here, kind of like handshake hands almost, like I'm gonna shake your hand. And then some kind of grabby hands. Both done pretty well, like really nice sculpts. I like the two-tone gray, that looks great. You can see that they have hinges on them. And to take them out, it's just a straight peg. Nice and easy. Fits nice and snug in there as well. The hinge moves really well. So do that. There you go with that. We'll just might as well look at the fist hands right now. That's the fist hands. They look really good. Really good. I really like the sculpt on the fist hands. Very cartoony, very nicely done. So pretty cool hands overall for Iron Giant. The Iron Giant also comes with this classic S here, little Superman S. You got the red in there. You got the two-tone grays again. Very neat, very nice. Nice and simple way to put it on too. You got a little clip there that you want to clip underneath his chest here. Super simple, like so. You could turn it if you'd like. Really simply done. Does rotate on there, so yeah, you could get it on however you'd like, and it looks good. It creates that pretty iconic scene in the movie. I like it, but it's not something me personally I would leave like this. So, but it is really, really nice, and obviously a welcome inclusion. The Iron Giant comes with 3 sets of heads here. Sets of heads? 3 heads. Alternate heads here that have like different eyes on them. It's really tough to tell. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it with my lighting here. Let's see if we could move that away a little bit and focus. There you go. This is straight lines across there on the eyes. You see that? So you get a few different expressions from the movie. Here you have the more like mad face. You see the lines going down. Really hard to tell, but they are sculpted in there. And then in this one, his eyes are, the lines are up. So there you go. Really nice sculpt on all of them. I do think that's a little bit too light. I like the sculpts, and I see them in, it's hard for photography, I think. And I wish they would have done just a little bit darker in there. Like, you see them a little bit better now. But yeah, that's pretty cool overall. Ooh, I dropped one, so we won't be looking at whatever one I dropped. To take it out, let's get my light back here. I'm going to just pop off the head here. Nice and easy. Stay. And then I'm going to show you this in a second. But the jaw comes off here like this. It separates easy. Like so. Pop an alternate head in, and then just pop it right back on. Very simple, very nicely done. Now, he does come with an alternate lower jaw that has the teeth showing for when he's really mad, as well as some teeth for the upper jaw. And you can put this on any of them, any of the faces. And you can see there's a little clip there and a little place for that clip. Like so. This is the normal eyes here, no lines at all. So you want to take that off. Oh, the whole head popped off, and that happens. This whole neck piece can come off. So nice pop there. But what you want to do is take this piece, put it on there, and then you got Mad Iron Giant. Yeah, it would have been better. The head, the head fell down with the eyes, but I'll get it after. But there you go. I think that looks pretty awesome. It's a really nice look. You know, if you want to, you know, get him in a crazy fighting pose, you know, you can get a little slack jawed there, but that's part of the movement, which is actually pretty good. So I like it. You know, he's pissed. Don't at me, bro. And just to show you with the mad eyes, there you go with the teeth. So that's what he looks like. Pretty cool. Overall, I do like the loadout here of stuff he comes with. Not a ton, but he's got some heads, some hands, the ass, you know, the little option with the teeth. I like that. So it's not a ton, but I think it's enough for this figure and its price point overall. Alright, so let's take a look at the Iron Giant fully here. It is beautiful. First off, really great proportions. I really like the shape of it. Just looks fantastic. Perfectly Iron Giant. Just a nice piece. It's nice and heavy. You know, it's got die cast in it. Little bit loose, but not like super loose. You know, it just, you can feel it moving around, but you don't see it moving around. A little wiggle here and there. It's not so bad, but good weight to it. It's got some good die cast. You can see the die cast here, like in the joints, in the like framework, I should say, not really in the joints, but in the frame underneath, which is cool. You know, that's a good way to do it as well. It gives us some nice weight to it. So yeah, it's nice as far as the die cast in it. It's not a ton, like it's not like outwardly like die cast, you know. Although this kind of feels die casty, but doesn't have that cold feel to it. Yeah, that's odd. It does feel that way though. But the look of this guy, getting back to that, is amazing. We saw all the other heads, but the regular head looks great. It's perfectly done. I do like how his jaw moves, and that looks great. Then you got the neck piece underneath and all this gray, black, looks good. All the way down to his belly. I do like how that looks. And the metal joints, the metal pieces do look good in comparison to that. So it's a really nice look altogether. Paint on the eyes here are good. The shape is good. He's got that dent there, which is nice. Signature. I love the whole chest piece across through his shoulders. Very nicely done. Really great looking. Got all the little rivets all around. That looks good. You got the rivets here in a different color, which is cool. More of a gunmetal going down on his legs and his crotch piece. On the back looks good. I do have a little scratch right there and there. That is completely my fault. If you saw, and even over here you see it. Completely my fault. If you saw my Instagram from, I don't know, whenever I got this guy back in November, October, I took him outside to do some photography, and I promptly dropped him right on his back. Luckily, nothing broke, and it's really just some like minor scratches. which I can take a little gray paint to if I find the right color. It's not so bad. It's just a couple of scratches. It could have been a lot worse because I actually dropped from a, not like, from a standing height, but from a decent height. Yeah, good times. But the back does look good. I do like it. Little vents there and stuff. The little spine piece there. I got more rivets. Rivets. On the back, you have this like piston-like piece, which is cool, which works well with the articulation. I do have these kind of ugly sprue mark pieces on the back. That's not so hot. I do not like that. But it's on the back, so it's not as bad. But otherwise, the legs do look good. Although the seam line is rather like open looking, on both sides. So that could be better. Do you get the seam lines on the wrists, on the forearms? No, it's pretty closed there. So, but yeah, you do get it. The hands look good. We saw that already, and the feet do look very nice as well. So nice and like old school robotic. That's what I love about the Iron Giant. He's got this like old school design mentality, which is perfect for the movie set in like the 50s. It's fantastic. So yeah, good job here by 1000 Toys Sentinel. Whoever did the initial design, I think you did a fantastic job here. All right, before we get to articulation, just to update, this is definitely die-cast. There's no doubt about it. I've been, as I've been doing this, I'm like, man, this is die-cast. So, and yeah, so this piece and the sides and, all the exposed metal pieces. So pretty cool there. Okay, articulation. Starting with the head, it is fantastic. You have a joint up in here, as we saw before, and a joint down there at the neck. You also have a hinge at the neck. So you are getting a ton of movement out of his head. And yes, you can do that with his mouth. There's a hinge at the jaw, as we saw as well. Can get a little slack, but that is kind of accurate as well because you can move the top part back and forth. So really fantastic. One of the better heads of any toy that I have, which is awesome. The ab joint is absolutely amazing as well. You get a lot of free range of motion here. I love that. That's pretty great. You could lean back pretty good and forwards. At the waist, you get a waist rotation, and also you can pop the waist up and you get even more articulation there. So pretty cool. That's more for that. I do prefer it more down. I'm going to leave it up for now because it doesn't want to do anything. Then you got a rotation here at the shoulder first and foremost, which is interesting. And then you have the typical hinge swivel. Well, the swivel is this, but it just looks weird because the hinge is then on the inside part, which is interesting. You do have which works very well, by the way, bicep swivel. You have a single jointed elbow, which is nice. That does open up as well, kind of like the waist there, which is cool. And then you can get even more movement. So for a single joint, you do get some good stuff. This also rotates at the forearm. I'll put that back. And you got rotation at the wrist because it's on that peg. But you also, the forearm within moves. So that's pretty cool. That's a nice little addition there. And then you have the hinge, which moves very well at the hand. So there you go there. The leg pops out if you move it too far out too quick. But that's about as much as he can split. Kicks all the way up. Never had a problem with it opening up. Now it does. And it can open up like so. Can kick all the way back as well, obviously. And then you got thigh cut. You got the single jointed knee there. Does the leg come up? I don't think it does because of the way this is done now. So you do have the knee here, but you have all this here which presses down. You see that? There you go. So he can go all the way up. So with these single joints, they did some amazing engineering here to get you to move this guy pretty freely. You got this giant ball here that kind of comes out, and you can see how the pistons work in there. This is the thing that Sentinel does very well. All the great engineering. That is fantastic. It feels really good to play with too. You do have a rocker, but no rotation in the foot, but you do rock very well. And then you got the toe articulation. That doesn't give you a ton, but it is there. So overall, I'd say for a robot, this is super, super highly articulated and amazingly so. I don't know what I'm getting him to do right now, but might as well open his mouth. Because, yeah, there you go. Haha! I have great articulation. Alright, let's do some size comparisons, starting with the Godzilla 62s. And I pushed his, waist back down because this is the proper scale. When you make it higher, he can stand a little taller, just like a smidge taller, but that's more for articulation and to get him in some other poses. I don't feel like that's a good, vanilla pose for him. I think this is the way he looks a lot better, so there you go. Here's a couple of scary NECA dudes. Ultraman Zero Beyond and Yamato Sasurager. Figuarts Majin Blue and Figurize Broly. And DST's Gypsy Avenger and Mr. Stay Puft. Final thoughts? Man, what more is there to say? This thing is amazing. I've pretty much been gushing the entire time. It is so good. Definitely one of the best pieces to come out last year. It's amazing. In my top 5 for sure. And for sure, yeah, it was. And how can it not be? From the great accessories, not a ton, but not a little bit either. The die cast, the amazingly engineered articulation, very expressive, very, very cool. I just really love it. My only fault with this entire thing is what I did to it. Otherwise, it's pretty amazing. This piece is being re-released, I think this coming year should be, as well as a new defense version, defense mode version is coming out with some more weapons and stuff. So be on the lookout for that. Check out my Facebook page. I will put that info up as soon as we get it, because, man, don't sleep on this guy, if it's re-released, because it's quite fantastic, and it's a beautiful piece. It just is. If you like the Iron Giant, this is probably the one for you. So there you go, guys. That is my review. Hope you dug it. Thanks for tuning in for 700 reviews. And there you go. So please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Till next time. Peace out, peeps.